The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to CTO Tuesdays. This is our 13th edition. My name is Alex Niehaus. I'm the VP of Marketing here at Active Endpoints, and I want to welcome all of you to our regular Tuesday single topic technical discussion. Today we have something I know is going to be very interesting for you. Viewing and fixing running processes is today's topic, and presented by our Chief Technology Officer here at Active Endpoints, Michael Rowley. How are you doing today, Michael?
Real good.
Great. So before we get started, I just want to review for people who are new to our CTO Tuesdays how we do it. We use GoToMeeting, and you've already mastered GoToMeeting because you're in the meeting, but a couple of tips for you. You can make the control panel disappear by clicking on the right arrows. Of course, clicking those arrows again makes it reappear. The maximize button is pretty useful when Michael was showing a technique or a topic in ActiveVOS, which we use for illustrative purposes. You might find it easier to see if you maximize the screen. We also usually have a very stimulating discussion at the end of CTO Tuesdays, and so I want to tell you a little bit about how you can participate in that conversation. First off, audio is muted for everyone but Michael and myself. That's because people use VoIP to log in, to listen, and they use cell phones, so it can be very noisy if everyone were online. So there are two ways that you can contact us. One, you can use GoToMeeting, either the chat or the Q&A section. People lately have been using the Q&A more than the chat, but both are equally good. Also, if you want to have a discussion among yourselves, you can use Twitter. I'm monitoring, as you see here, CTOT, the hashtag CTOT. And if there are any questions or comments that you want to make while you're using Twitter, using Twitter, please just use that hashtag CTOT and we'll see it, and we will be ready to respond. Another thing people have been doing quite a lot is they've been putting in their questions as they think of them. I encourage you to do that. It helps stimulate the conversation later, and you can always ask a follow-up. Okay, so for those of you who are new, very briefly, what is CTO Tuesdays? It's a weekly webinar hosted by us, presented by Michael Rowley, and we tackle a single topic, and the objective is to spend about 30 minutes, not much more and sometimes a little less, talking about something that's important in the business process management system space. And the objective is to make you feel like you get it enough so that you can begin your own work or your own investigation, and you can continue the knowledge acquisition process yourself. Sometimes we like to say internally that we're happy to let our geek flag fly during the CTO Tuesdays, and so sometimes they're extraordinarily technical, and we enjoy that and hope you do as well. We're targeting this at enterprise architects, project managers, developers, and people who are evaluating BPM technologies. So if you're any of those or interested in the space, you should find this of some value, hopefully. And you can always register for next Tuesday's CTO Tuesdays at this URL, www.activos.com/CTOT. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Michael for today's topic, viewing and fixing running processes.
Thank you, Alex. So one of the things that makes developing applications using a BPMS different from other approaches is the fact that while you're using a graphical notation to decide what the control flow of your process ought to be, and I'm showing a process in our designer right now, you also get that same model at runtime. This is to distinguish it from older approaches like case-based tools that also have some way of a graphical representation of some aspects of the application, but they would generate code. This often also exists in what's referred to as model-driven architecture or model-driven development. Many of those approaches also take, say, UML or something as input and then generate code, but then at runtime, you don't see the same model that you saw at development time. And what do I mean by seeing the same model? I mean that you have some kind of a runtime console that allows you to go through your processes that are running and see them and see what's going on with them, and if they're faulted, see what, where there's a fault, or if they're executing, see where they have been. Because the